humans, our eyes let us see things at a very wide field of view and with an extremely large dynamic range. In 2023, most of us are using smartphones and taking hundreds of pictures with them over the course of a year. Those phones, which have become just like an extension to our arm, are equipped with a 26 or 28mm equivalent lenses as their default cameras. The result of these two things put together is us feeling very normal and unlikely to be surprised when looking at an image that was shot at 28mm, even if heavy and expensive gear was used to capture that frame. But this is likely to be different when using the Laowa 28mm 1.2 full-frame lens. The combination of a wide field of view and the shallow depth of field that can be obtained with such a fast aperture let you capture images that are unusual and that we are not used to see on a regular basis. The bokeh in itself is something that we are familiar with, and even the most insane ones combined with the compression of a telephoto lens is something we have been used to see in all kinds of medias, movies and TV shows, and more recently on socials like YouTube and Instagram. That level of bokeh with this wide perspective is not something that makes sense, which will take time for our brain to process and fully grasp what's going on these frames. I have been given the opportunity to try this new lens from Laowa, the 28mm 1.2, and I must say that I was pleasantly surprised, even from the unboxing phase. The lens feels rugged and premium, with a full metal build and smooth aperture and focus rings. All the pictures and footage shown on this video have been captured through that lens attached to my A7 IV camera body. Focusing manually and nailing your shot at 1.2 is not an easy task to do, but when you finally achieve it and take a good picture, it is very rewarding. With that lens, the 1.2 aperture does not completely obliterate the background as it is a wide-angle lens. Even shooting wide open, you can still have a sense of the environment to add some layers of complexity to your images. I'm often warning about this and trying to not fall into the trap of always taking the easy route of using prime lenses wide open, especially the longer lens over 50mm. Opening them at 1.4 or 1.8 will completely cancel the fore and background, which can be good in some situations and depending on the shooting scenario, but it is often too much of an easy choice. With the 28mm, even at 1.2, you still have to make something out of the surroundings and compose your shot in a more thoughtful way. No later than a few days ago, I watched All Quiet on the Western Front, who actually won some Oscars, including the one for Best Cinematography. When watching the movie, I was amazed by the shot compositions and noticed that most shots were captured on wide-angle lenses. I read somewhere that they used mostly wide-angle lenses like a 21mm and 28mm, and only on a rare occasion a 35mm. A lot of scenes were shot at pretty wide apertures, and when using that lens I was excited to see that it can be the right tool to replicate the same kind of look. When shooting at 1.2, the lens has a very shallow depth of field and is a bit soft even if you nail your focus. I don't think it's something inherently bad, it adds a bit of character, which I like, and when you step down, even starting from 1.4, the sharpness levels improve significantly. I hope the photos and the footage speak for themselves. I wish I had a bit more time with that lens prior to this video to capture better photos and footage to showcase them, but I guess that will do. One thing for sure, using that lens triggered my curiosity and made me want to explore further shooting wide at fast apertures.